Executive Development Series, Module 2 Responding to Parliamentary Committee Queries. Facilitated by the Parliament Secretariat, August 2024. 1. Personal objectives. Please use this space to record your personal objectives for the training. What are your initial thoughts or feelings when you hear appearing as a witness before a parliamentary committee? Identify what you would like to understand better during the learning session. What were your main takeaways from this learning session? 2. Introduction. Parliamentary accountability. Parliament is the highest representative body. Parliament is responsible for appropriating funds. Parliamentary accountability involves having the executive account to Parliament for the exercise of power and control, spending of public funds, and making of decisions in accordance with the laws of TNT and in the interest of the public. To ensure government policy and actions are efficient and well-aligned, commensurate with the needs of the public. To prevent excesses in expenditure. Mechanisms for parliamentary accountability. Questions to ministers. Prime Ministers question definite matters of urgent public importance. Private members motion matters on the adjournment. Oversight committees. How do state entities account to Parliament? Financial statements. Annual reports in accordance with specific legislation. Annual administrative reports in accordance with Section 66A(d) of the Constitution. Responding to committee reports. Workshop objectives. To help you prepare for committee hearings. To build confidence and proficiency to navigate committee hearings. To foster deeper partnerships between agencies and the committee's secretariat. 3. Committee system. Parliamentary committees. The committee system allows for greater flexibility to carry out functions which can be better performed in smaller groups. These include the examination of witnesses and the detailed consideration of legislation, estimates, and technical matters. These groups of members, which are bipartisan in nature, work informally and independently together towards a common goal. Committees interact directly with the public, so they provide an immediate and visible conduit between parliamentarians and the public. The purpose of parliamentary committees: to engage in activities which would otherwise be impossible to undertake in the large, formal environment of the chamber of the House itself, such as finding out the facts of a case or issue, gathering evidence from expert groups or individuals, sifting evidence and drawing up reasoned conclusions. To scrutinize government's activities including legislation, the conduct of public administration and policy issues. Committees may oversee the expenditure of public money, and they may call the government or the public service to account for their actions and ask them to explain or justify administrative decisions. Through its committees, the Parliament obtains information from government agencies and relevant bodies and advice from experts on matters under investigation. The powers and privileges of parliamentary committees: to send for persons, papers and records, to adjourn from place to place, to report from time to time, to appoint specialist advisors. Types of select committees. There are 3 main types of parliamentary select committees. 1. Sessional standing orders, House, privileges, statutory instruments, business. 2. Standing departmental JSCs and financial scrutiny committees. 3. Ad hoc, often appointed to consider legislative matters, bill committees. 4. Terms of reference bill committees. Discuss the general merits and principles of the bill. The inquiries of the committee must be confined to the bill and amendments relevant to its subject matter. Examples: JSC Cannabis Control Bill, JSC Tobago Self-Government, JSC Local Government Reform Bill. Terms of reference financial scrutiny committees. Standing Finance Committee, SFC, House members only. Comprised of all members of the House, chaired by the Speaker. Key mechanism of budgetary scrutiny: before expenditure occurs, consider the estimates and the appropriation bill, and consider supplementary estimates. Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAAC. Reporting on the budget expenditure of government agencies while it occurs. Benefits: ensures that funds are used for the approved purposes, detects challenges during budget implementation. Focuses on current issues relating to expenditure and administration. Public Accounts Committee, PAC, and Public Accounts Enterprises Committee, PAEC. PAC examines the audited accounts of government ministries and departments. Accounts audited by the Auditor General. PAEC examines the audited accounts of state enterprises. Auditor General provides technical support to PAC. Ministry of Finance assists the PAEC. Terms of reference departmental committees. Department or sector-specific committees established under the standing orders. 1. National Security. 2. Energy Affairs. 3. Foreign Affairs. 4. Human Rights, Equality and Diversity. 5. 5 departmental committees established in accordance with Section 66A of the Constitution. 1. The Joint Select Committee on Finance and Legal Affairs, to include finance, planning, trade, Tobago Affairs, OPM, Attorney General, Justice and Legal Affairs. 2. The Joint Select Committee on Land and Physical Infrastructure, to include land, agriculture, marine resources, housing, public utilities, transport and works. 3. The Joint Select Committee on Social Services and Public Administration, to include education, health, gender, tourism, public administration, labor, culture, community development and other social services. 4. The Joint Select Committee on Local Authorities, Service Commissions and Statutory Authorities, including the THA, and 5. The Joint Select Committee on State Enterprises. Chairman of Joint Select Committees, standing. 1. In accordance with Section 119 of the Constitution, the Chairman of the Public Accounts Committee shall be a member of the Opposition in the House. 2. Where the members of the opposition in the House are unwilling to act as chairman of the Public Accounts Committee, a member of the opposition in the Senate shall be appointed chairman, and where the members of the opposition in the Senate are unwilling to act, an independent senator shall be appointed chairman. 3. In accordance with Section 119 of the Constitution, the chairman of the Public Accounts Enterprises Committee shall be a member of the opposition in the Senate. 4. Where the members of the opposition in the Senate are unwilling to act as chairman of the Public Accounts Enterprises Committee, a member of the opposition in the House shall be appointed chairman, and where the members of the opposition in the Senate are unwilling to act, an independent senator shall be appointed chairman. 5. The chairman of the Departmental Joint Select Committees appointed pursuant to Section 66A of the Constitution shall be an independent senator. 6. The chairman of the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee shall be the Speaker. 7. The chairman and vice chairman of the Parliamentary Broadcasting Committee shall be the Speaker and President of the Senate, respectively. 8. The chairman and vice chairman of the Committee on Government Assurances shall be the President of the Senate and Speaker, respectively. 6. What you should know. The terms of reference of certain select committees, particularly the departmental select committees, enable the committees to inquire into the entire subject area of the relevant committee. This gives committees considerable scope to undertake inquiries, although the focus is likely to be on scrutiny of government activity. A select committee's inquiry can involve a full process of calling for submissions, examining witnesses, and producing a report that contains recommendations for implementation by government. A person called to give any evidence before either House or any committee shall enjoy the same privileges and immunities as a member of either House. Section 55(4) of the Constitution of T&T. Right to review evidence and make appropriate corrections. A witness may be accompanied by an advisor, who may be an attorney at law, may apply for some or all evidence to be heard in private, or in secret, may object to a question on the ground that it is not relevant. A person who attends before the House or a committee to be questioned is called a witness. Even a member of Parliament can be called as a witness. Committee hearings enable witnesses to give evidence or elucidate on a matter, present an opinion on a particular topic, provide technical advice. Hearings form part of the proceedings of the Parliament and are afforded the same level of respect as all other proceedings. Committee hearings are generally conducted in public. Questioning witnesses and role of chairman. Before commencing the examination of a witness, the chairman will ask the witness to state his or her full name and the capacity to which she is appearing before the committee. Invite the witness to make a short introductory comment without interruption. Questions may be asked by any member of the committee, including the chairman. A witness may object to a question asked by an individual committee member. If the chairman agrees that the question put to the witness is in order, he is obliged to reply. If at the time of questioning the witness is not in possession of the answer, he may, with the leave of the committee, submit his answer in writing within a given time frame. A witness who refuses to answer questions may be reported to the House. 7. No legal action can be taken against a witness in relation to the evidence given. It is, however, to be noted that this immunity does not apply if after the hearing, the witness repeats his statements. It is the chairman's duty to uphold the rights of witnesses appearing before the committee. Maintain order and fairness at all committee meetings, ensure that witnesses are treated fairly and respectfully, ensure all rules established by the committee are respected, ensure the committee receives advice from the Secretary on matters of procedure and availability of resources, ensure rulings are made on the relevance of questions. Types of requests. Responses to committee questions: statement of expenditures, management letters, strategic plans, SWOT analyses, internal audit reports, risk management policies, receivables and debt portfolios, organizational structure, approved and vacancies, staff qualifications and remuneration. How to prepare. Approximately 2 weeks before the hearing, you can expect to receive from the Secretary to the committee correspondence outlining the subject and objectives of the inquiry. Provide the Secretary with the names of the officials or persons who will be present at the scheduled hearing. An organization or a witness may be requested to make a written submission prior to the hearing. This written submission must be received within the timeframe established by the committee, which is usually 2 weeks before the date of the hearing. If unable to attend a hearing, provide reasons via a written statement prior to the meeting day. A witness can be summoned to appear if the committee considers the circumstances warrant such action. Witnesses should be open and candid as far as possible in response to questions. Witnesses are expected to exercise judgment and restraint in presenting their views to committees. 8. Where witnesses persist in making comments that are deemed inappropriate, their testimony may be expunged from the record. Before your appearance, reflect on the quality, consistency, validity of your ministry's accountability systems and procedures. On receipt of a request for written submissions, please note deadline, mandate of the committee, objectives or scope of the inquiry, whether you are a primary or secondary stakeholder or witness, and information requested. Preparation of written responses. Carefully read the questions submitted. Balance between too much but too little information. Provide information based on the objectives or scope of the inquiry. Consider environmental factors. Seek clarification from Secretary of the committee. Submission of written responses. Review and approve submission prior to dispatch. Electronic and hard copy. Start preparing for your appearance at a public hearing. Preparation for oral evidence. Review written response with a critical eye. Identify persons who would be of value to you during the public hearing. Determine areas of focus for each person in attendance. Review previous public hearings of the committee. 9. During your appearance, organizations should ensure that they select witnesses to appear before the committee who are familiar with the subject matter and experienced enough to provide authoritative responses to questions, can provide specialist and background knowledge including the factual basis of government policy and administration, and have appropriate knowledge of the issues before the committee. What happens at public hearings? Opening statement, assistance from members of your team providing information in writing, take notes, closing statement. The length of a hearing may be determined by several factors, including the number of issues the committee wishes to examine, the number of witnesses invited to appear, and the complexity of the matter under consideration. However, in practice, a hearing tends not to exceed 2 hours. After your appearance, the committee may request additional information. Verbatim notes are forwarded for review. Committee's inquiry report presented to both Houses of Parliament. Submission of a ministerial response within 60 days. Review of the ministerial response by committee. The follow-up process may involve posing follow-up questions to relevant entity, convening follow-up hearings, conducting site visits. Compiled by the Parliament Secretariat. August 2024.